Alright, welcome back to Saga of Three Kings. This is session number 26, entitled Old Magier's Tower. Last session, the group has entered the town of Purplelight and have learned the older name of the town, being Asheriad. This has caused them to be interested in the Magier's Tower present in the place, also asking other questions of the town leader and folks around town and the like. They have done some gathering of equipment off screen and have gotten some cool stuff from the temple and are now kind of gathered together again outside of the front entrance of the Magier's Tower. The description, as I've given it once before, I'll give it again. There are several columns outside covered in kind of carvings, very demonic looking reliefs, bas reliefs in the on the columns and on the face, the front face of the building. The demons appear to have a more skeletal kind of look to them, like they might be some kind of undead or something to that effect, but like with demon wings, tails, evil shit. Yeah, it's definitely like a haunted house mural, but like not tacky and made out of cardboard. There is a double door in the center, which is about 20 feet high, and each door is about 10 feet wide. Yeah, after investigating the exterior, Raya was wanting to commit to his backgrounds feature and to commune with the dead here to see if he could get more information about it. His inability to kind of start that process caused Benson to do a little bit more research on what these markings were, and he found out that they were arcane markings that basically turn this building into a beacon for the undead, corporeal or incorporeal. So all undead within, he presumes, maybe a half mile or so of this building will try to come to this building and enter into it. That includes the graveyard out back as well. But that said, you stand outside of the building, right out front, probably a low-angle shot, kind of looking up. It's getting closer to mid-morning, because I presume you did your activities after resting and didn't want to enter into the place at night. Unless you wanted to enter into the place at night, we could do that if you want.
That sounds dumb.
Yeah, it's real dumb. It would make for a more dramatic shot entering into it that I was just about to describe. But we're going to go with sunlight, a little bit of cloud cover, but not too much. Pretty nice day out. I believe we're still in the end portion of spring. That said, what would you like to do?
We're gonna go inside.
So it's a zombie flytrap?
Or I believe the Ghostbusters reference was a bit more on point, but yeah.
Which was what?
The thing from Ghostbusters. Yeah. All right. So, you move to enter in. Is that accurate?
Check the door first. I know we've already been given permission. It says that's enough to let us in, but still checking it out.
Don't appear to be any door handles or locks or anything to that effect. Looks like the doors could easily just be pushed in.
I'll push the right door open.
Much lighter than you were anticipating. It seems to kind of move of its own accord almost. Got kind of light, almost weightless kind of essence to it as you push the door open. It doesn't make any sound as it opens either, but the light from outside kind of spills into the room, and this strange purplish kind of light at first, and then regular tone kind of normal light kind of comes out of the place as the door is opened. Before you, you see about, let's say about a 50-foot wide, about 25-foot long hall. On the left side and the right side are two alcoves with wooden stairs that go up to wooden landings about 20 feet over your side. There are bronze railings that run around these kind of exterior kind of landings up above and seem to move into a much larger room north of you. I'll be moving you to a map.
Beldrug, what do you make of those doors? Noting those really strangely light entrance stone doors.
It's I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like any of this.
Those doors were haunted.
I'm gonna go ahead and push
I got
the
it.
left side door open also.
I got a bad feeling about this tower.
Once you kind of get the doors open, does everybody kind of move inside?
No.
Oh.
Which way does the sun move on this map?
So outside, the sun would be the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So if it's kind of mid-afternoon, the sun would kind of be overhead. But because you're kind of north of the
So
equator,
we're mid-morning, right?
yeah, because you're north of the equator line, it would be kind of casting in from standing where you are. It would be casting in from, if you're looking straight in, the sun behind you, because it is behind you, would be casting in kind of diagonal and from the left.
Got it. And then, do you guys see anything we can bar these doors open with?
The place appears to be completely lit, though.
Right. I would like the sunlight in,
Okay.
and that these doors don't slam shut as soon as we go in and lock us in.
Fair enough.
I could shim a couple darts under.
Okay.
Can I look at hinges? Are there any hinges on the door?
There are not. Actually, looking at the door, you become even more concerned, and Beljug is kind of doing his as he's looking at it because it makes no sense. They are literally just flat panels of stone that have moved when pushed to be open.
Come in, you'll never
Can't
return.
remove
I'm
them.
not convinced the shimmed doors would work, but I'm still going to shim those doors with some darts.
All right, go ahead and check a couple of darts off your character sheet if you would like.
Got it.
To darts.
Is there anything large and
Cheap
heavy
as hell.
that could be moved in front?
I'll do 4.
To answer your question, Joe, not really. Just down to the south a bit, there is a small kind of looks like a stables, and it does look like it hasn't been used in some time. You passed by it when you walked up to this place. You would note that there's some old bales of hay there, which are probably heavy and laden with like liquid, and they probably smell like real bad. But if you wanted to, you could probably get a hold of them and drag them over that way. It would take some effort. You and Grok could probably pull one.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Try to drag some bales of hay over there.
All right. Managed to grab a couple of them and set them inside of the place, kind of dragging them across the floor. Nice, really cool kind of tiling. It's kind of, I can't remember the name, like a mosaic. Basically, small bits of stone have been kind of put into each kind of tile placement. And really nice, now covered with just gross. And they do smell like shambles used to smell.
Great.
Great, they smell wonderful.
Heroic.
Heroic.
Reassuring.
There you go.
Able to squeeze through small cracks. But yeah, you have 2 bales of hay that are kind of holding the doors at their low point. Again, they're not too very massive. These are 2 20-foot tall doors.
John,
Yeah.
I am not on the map and I don't have control of ropes.
Okay, one second.
I do have control of shambles.
It's always the case. You have control of yourself?
This is the fanciest looking undead dungeon I've ever seen.
Sure.
Yeah, got me.
Oh, is that ropes at the bottom?
Yeah.
He's just hanging around.
Got it.
Can I see the symbol on the floor, or is that like actually above us to where I can't really see?
It's up a step, so you'd have to kind of enter in. The pillars that are on the sides of the steps there are pretty much identical to the pillars outside. They're covered in the carvings. All of the demons are kind of skeletal and like dead.
What are the 4 white dots on either side of the staircase?
Those are those columns I just mentioned.
Okay.
These are columns?
Yeah. They go from floor to ceiling.
Pillars. Decorative. These are columns, right? Squares?
No, they're parts of the wall. Yeah. So if you go up the stairs, you can kind of go around, but the room that you're in kind of stops just underneath them, underneath that ledge.
He's trying to trick us. Still move.
It's gonna take me a while probably to drag those bales of hay over because I don't want to get all messy and shit.
I'm going to assume, even with Grok's assistance, it's going to take you a good 20 or 30 minutes just to do 2. Because again, it's going to take both of you to move 1. It weighs a good 600-700 pounds.
Yeah, I've fucked with wet hay before. That's not fun. So
Yeah.
I'll just do that. Be doing that for a while.
Grok eats a little bit of the hay as he's moving it.
It tastes like shambles. Why you would know what shambles tastes like, I have no idea.
Marvel.
But yeah, once you get the bales of hay set up, Leon, while they're investigating and kind of setting up the blocks, is there anything in particular that you're interested in looking around for? Any kind of anything for you?
Undead afoot. I'm still spooked, but other than that, no.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a survival check as you kind of scan from atop Stampy's back and just kind of give the room a look.
Oofa.
You failed your survival check, you die.
Yep. I have a heart attack. I succumb to the. I am.
Well, you have advantage because you're tracking an undead, a creature that you're familiar with. But what you do notice is that there doesn't appear to be anything that kind of stands out as predominantly undead. There is kind of a weird, faint, purplish hue from the main room that you can kind of see. And as you kind of look around, you see that there are these glass-blown structures that appear to be very massive spheres. And in the center of them, they appear to be hollow and kind of glowing with a purple light inside. In between them, you can kind of see further up the steps, there's a massive kind of podium, kind of higher tiered above the landing that you presume is just up those stairs.
It's a dance floor.
At a glance, can we tell how high this central staircase goes up and how high these two landings on either side go?
So the landings on your left and your right go up 20 feet. The stairs in front of you go up about 10 feet.
Okay.
So inside.
So 10 and then another 10.
Yeah. And then the podium up there is about 5 feet high.
Hadn't seen it.
So,
Got it.
so the balconies are 10 feet above the second floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the balconies are 10 feet above the second floor, and then the podium to the far end is 5 feet above the center floor.
Okay.
What are-
I'm gonna go walk on the walls.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna ask a stupid question. What are the big jellyfish?
Yeah, that's the glass things that I mentioned with purple light in the center. Basically, they're glass-blown structures and like weird crystal spheres, and in the center of them, you can see like a purple light glowing in them.
Yeah, I don't like that light.
Purple light, gotcha.
know what purple light means.
Prince.
Purple rain is what it means.
He's coming back for one
does
last show.
Does Benson know what that light means?
Does Benson know what that light means?
Can he tell us? He told us it's necromancy.
Yeah, it might. I'm guessing. Well,
Well-
should I roll for it or just guess?
Make a history check for me, actually.
Uh-oh. 18.
Yeah, so the room ahead of you, if you want to actually go up and kind of look a little bit, or hop up on Stampy and check it out, if you want to be the cowardly lot and not just walk into places, that's fine. You would note that the room ahead is perfectly laid out like a Osirian city structure's courtroom. This is where someone would be judged. The main difference is instead of there being a pit of white sand in the center of the room, there's a strange series of compass patterns that have been kind of etched out. But you would know that the crystal spheres can kind of change their color and light, but what they are divine kind of batteries that allow the person who stands at the podium to cast Zone of Truth on anyone who's in the white sand, or in this case, the compass, and they basically will acknowledge whether they're willing to resist it or not. So if someone were being put to answer questions under oath, these three kind of placements here would make it so that that testimony is sworn instead
Is
of
this a?
not.
Mhm. Yeah, Grok would ask Beldrog, is this a paladin type thing? He's
Looks like
walked
Joe
away.
stepped
But,
away.
yeah.
So the batteries appear to be corrupted then, right? Since they're supposed to generate radiant.
Well, Benson would say that they can generate any color light. That's more of just a cosmetic thing. So
Okay, so the batteries are pretty generic. You can make them do what you want.
yeah, it's just that they allow you to channel that divine magic to cast Zone of Truth specifically on that 10-foot square in the center.
But
there.
these are not using radiant or what would cast Zone of Truth. So Benson, is there a way to turn these off?
The answer would be no. Without breaking them.
We
And
could
is-
break them.
Is breaking them bad? Is it gonna blow up and kill us?
Not to his knowledge.
Oh boy.
'Cause I don't want to go in there, something up here, and use these batteries to shoot us.
Yeah.
Do you,
Although, like I said, it could be something left over by Paladin.
you are asking these questions out loud and kind of moving over to the glass here you're crawling around the wall and asking down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You would see that there's a door on the left side, just beneath you on the
I
landing.
do see that.
Just beneath you on the landing, there are a series of seats, kind of just wood benches, kind of like stadium seating, 2 seats.
Bleachers.
Yep, effectively, yeah. And it appears that this room is basically exactly as Benson has mentioned. It's a courtroom.
Court.
The people would sit in the podiums or stand up here on the ledge and kind of pay attention to whoever's being tried.
I have a feeling I'm familiar with court.
You've never been in one as fancy as this one, but yeah, you're familiar with the White Sands.
You've been caught.
Hey, that was a different character.
It's just
Being
traffic
about to
court.
be judged. Uh-oh.
John went to court. This is Saint Mishael we're talking about.
Oh yeah, it's a past life.
So, yeah.
I guess I'll take a closer look at the glass things. I don't want to step on the area where the spell is actually cut.
Sure. It's a very solid crystal structure. The light inside seems to be just kind of floating, being generated off of really nothing, just kind of a light that is emanating within. As you kind of move over to it, you hear kind of a creak on the wood podium above you, like someone's kind of stepping over there. When you kind of turn to look in that direction, there is nothing.
I'm gonna be looking at the other one from the ceiling.
Okay, so you're up above it.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll note that the ceiling is actually covered with a massive painting, and the painting right now, looking at it, appears to be a bunch of demons with skeletal features, kind of stabbing with spears into a single man in the center. It's so far the only depiction art-wise that you've seen that is not a skeletal demon, but the guy appears to be wearing purple robes, and he's being stabbed with all of these spears.
Do I also hear the floorboards creak?
You would. You look over in the direction, and looking at it from a higher vantage point, there's no one walking there.
Okay. Ropes is gonna don his scarf, hoping it still works.
Okay. Yeah, he'll have access to that feature now.
Okay. And what's holding these purple balls? Are they floating? Are they bound to the ceiling?
The
in any
glass
way?
are kind of sitting, the glass orbs are sitting in kind of metal kind of holders.
Like a candle holder kind of deal?
Yeah, you know, like a snow globe? Yeah?
Yeah.
They look like big snow globes with purple lights in the center and no snow or water.
Okay, so they're sitting on the floor, not hanging.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
ceiling.
They're sitting on the floor.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions about the room? You would be able to see the other door on the other side too, Raya. Over to
Yeah,
the
I saw
right.
them both already.
And there does appear to be a door on the far side on the right, over behind the podium area.
Yep. See it?
And then there's
double
a double door at the back end. Yeah. And based on your just knowledge of the architecture, that probably leads to the tower.
Without going, since I'm fucking with the door, are there any religious markings that stand out anywhere to me?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of religious iconography with these skeletal demons. You presume that has something to do with the Shedim. You can make a religion check to kind of try and decipher what is kind of being depicted here, but it's definitely outside of your normal kind of ideas of religion.
And I would definitely point out the ceiling to him and Benson, see if they can get anything off that, or if I recognize anything from it.
Okay. So far, no.
You're walking
Yeah,
on like
I've never
Sistine
seen-
Chapel.
I've never seen anything like
Basically.
this before.
Do you want to spend inspiration, anybody, for Joe Orbick?
Hell no.
I don't have any.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely a bunch of demons and kind of angelic in some ways, but definitely fallen creatures. And your knowledge of the Shedim, you're kind of like, didn't study too hard on the sins and corruption and evil and that stuff. I mostly focused on good old Beldadar, because he's awesome.
Do you guys want to go straight to the tower, or do you want to hit some of these side doors first?
We did hear something creaking up there. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean there's nothing watching us in this room.
Oh, I'm familiar, or aware, yeah. Raya's definitely trained on that spot.
Can I use detect magic to see how long it's been since this has been used, or what's going on in here?
Oh, you can cast Detect Magic, sure. Are you going to do it as a ritual or as a spell?
Ritual.
Okay, 10 minutes. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Okay.
You've definitely had plenty of time, Grok and Beldrug. You've moved the things. You've kind of entered it into it. The door is being held open from what you can see. Everyone's kind of milling about. When you kind of step in, Beldrug, you kind of see everything. You kind of look up at the ceiling, and it's more paintings of the same, and you're still kind of like, I miss studying them damn demons. And Grok, you see the same as well. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get people's attention without talking too much, but Ropes is going to flank left if Shambles wants to go right. And
I'm gonna pretend I'm
Overwatch.
looking at the walls.
Riot, you actually, as an elf, realize something very strange with your elvish ears and kind of go, fuck. Even just whispering down to them, everyone can hear it.
No, I'm trying not to whisper
Yeah.
or make noise, but get their attention and get them to kind of walk around that way. I'm not using words.
Right.
If it's in here, it can hear us.
Yeah, what I mean to say,
I'm-
this room has a very strange acousticness to it. Like, everyone
Which
can
is why
hear.
I'm trying not to talk at all.
Yeah.
But I'm going to walk across the ceiling over that
Okay.
podium. Ropes will go left, Shambles right, and Leon's on Overwatch.
Okay. All right. The columns to the right and left of the chamber, these columns kind of on the side, again, similar patterning, these ones here. They have a few more markings on them, like the ones outside, and your presumption is that they just are more big, for Benson rather, they're just more like anchors for the magic of this house. Beldrug, as you kind of step into the room and everyone kind of passes the threshold, you hear a very loud sound as the hay is basically launched outside and the doors are slammed shut.
Okay.
I knew it.
Power my dark.
You're never getting those starts ever again.
Roll percentile.
There are broken pieces of metal and slivers all across the floor from where they dragged in.
Just launches them into town.
Divine
Innocent passersby.
9 cents if I have the
The
opportunity.
bartender's dead.
Divine sense, you said?
Yeah, he did.
When you do so, you sense that there's something here, specifically present there, and it seems to take kind of a humanoid figure, and it's just kind of standing there, and it's pacing underneath Raya.
What's the ceiling height?
From your current position, you are 20 feet above the dais. You'd be 25 feet above the floor, the regular floor.
Yeah.
Do you
so,
say it? Do you say that, Beldrug? Do you say what you see?
We are not alone. Something is below you, Raya.
How tall is that other platform? Is it just above floor level?
So let me make sure we've got this correct. So this platform here, the highest, the highest
That's
of
a
the two.
desk, right?
No. So this is a higher platform, and then there's kind of like a podium there, right? But this platform here, what I'm pointing at, this is 5 feet above the ground. Okay. The podium's probably an extra 3 or 4 feet, like a podium would be. This is about 2 feet off the ground. So kind of a walk up to 2 feet, and you can stand here on the side, or you walk up the full length of the stairs, and then you're on the 5 foot height. So this is about 5 to 8 feet high, the podium and the place where you'd stand, and that's what that would be. So there seems to be movement for the spectral site right here.
Okay, so the desk is about 8 feet above the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. And you said the ceiling is 25 feet
correct. From the floor. Right.
from the floor, right? Okay.
But yeah, he's just pacing behind the desk, whatever this undead thing is.
But it's invisible, right?
You would know that it's not invisible, it's ethereal. So it's not in the material plane, it's in the near ethereal. Basically, it's in the world of the dead, but it's also here.
Alright.
From my proximity, can I see it or hear it?
No, it's a ghost.
Can you speak to it, Boldrug?
I doubt it.
I'll walk forward.
Do you walk over the circle or around it?
I'm fucking dumb. I walk through it.
Alright, as you step into the circle, the thing manifests, kind of looking down at you, and it says, "You who have entered my home." Does anybody react to it appearing?
It appears to everyone.
Yeah, it's now kind of tangible, but still like see-through. Very, original Ghostbusters kind of like weird graphic kind of transparency. It's kind of leaning
So
over.
we can do a thing when we see it? We can do a thing when we see it?
If you want, but
I-
it seems to be talking. It says, "You who have entered my home, I wish to know what your purpose is for entering this place." And then yeah, go ahead if you want to go nuts.
Grok would just want to like back up a little bit and put and like nudge Benson down the stairs a little bit out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we have been given permission by the Curious to enter. He's worried about the undead in this
I
tower.
think he's talking to Eldrug in the Cone of Truth
He
thing.
doesn't seem to notice anybody besides the person standing in the circle.
Oh shit! You don't want me answering this question.
Just say
You
what
got
I
this?
just said.
I just said no.
We are investigating undead activity.
I will have you know that the master of this place is well aware of the undead. Report back to your lord that there is no need for concern.
Tell him the Lord is concerned because his home lies within the Curios lands.
If you repeat straight
Yeah,
over,
in so many words, yes.
yeah, he says, he should understand that the laws of the Magier and the conglomerate reign supreme over the laws of those in the world outside. If he wishes to consult with us directly, he may. But as I have said to others who have passed into this place to speak to me, there is no need for concern.
Where are the others that have entered?
Ask that question.
There have been many that have entered over the years. Your question is too vague for me to answer.
The Paladins.
Your question, again, is too vague for me to answer.
I can't remember his name. No, Master Andy, you got anything about the paladins' names?
The last person that was here.
I don't remember.
The last person to enter this place was a paladin who did not give his name, a holy knight from the Osirian courts. He did not heed my words, and against my judgment and wisdom, entered into that door, and he points to the one to the side that Shambles is near. He has not returned since.
Oh, what is beyond that door?
The servants of the master of this place.
Abominations.
I suppose if that's the way you want to look at it. Sure.
Who does he serve?
Yeah.
The holy knight? Or the master?
It's master.
The dude on the podium. Who does he serve?
Who do I serve? Oh, okay, gotcha. He says, I serve the tower, I serve the conglomerate, I serve the Magier. I also serve law, order, and balance.
This dude seems pretty cool, honestly.
The laws have changed. The conglomerate's gone.
It's a little outdated.
Who is the
Get with
Magier
the
that he
times.
serves?
The Magier and the master of this place was... hold on, sorry. Let me go to my notes.
Okay.
I didn't think it was going to come that quick. I should have expected as much from Wilbur.
We're investigative.
Hey, he gives a guy here that can answer all of our questions.
Well,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he seems to be answering questions, yeah.
I'm gonna kill him.
You might be stuck in that circle.
Yeah, does he feel restrained
No,
stepping in there?
not at all.
I think it just triggered his appearance.
Doesn't seem like
What happens
a
if I
bad guy.
step out?
Do you?
Is still paying
No, you'll shut him off.
Yeah, if you step out, he disappears.
Yeah, then I jump back in.
Yeah, I don't want to start this over again.
He pops back in and begins with the same inquiry
Starts
that
over.
he starts over from scratch as if he's never answered any questions.
Who are
before.
you?
What is your quest? Answer me these
Greg
questions
scratches
straight.
his head. Dude, infinite questions. I just step out and back in and reset it.
Yeah, if you do finally ask, without jumping out and jumping in, the name of the Magier, the individual, the judge here says that the master, excuse me, that hurt. Hiccuping and burping at the same time. I don't suggest it.
Been there. It does hurt.
Oh man.
Just a pocket.
Yep. So
Like you get punched in the heart.
Master Odinger.
Odinger.
Anybody?
My name was like Vester or something. That doesn't mean anything to me.
This would be a Chody thing, if anybody.
Offhand, I don't have it in his backstory.
Is anyone familiar with Osirian history?
Benson, it would sound like a last name or surname from a Jernaran, which the conglomerate were primarily Jernaran people.
We all know the conglomerate aren't nice people, right?
For sure.
I've never met.
Anybody have any more questions for this guy?
Where is Master Odinger?
What's his master's purpose here? What's his grand plan? You raising an undead army, and what is he gonna do with said undead army?
One at a time. So I will get to you.
Okay,
Kevin.
well that's like my
Fair.
that's my path of questioning.
Where is
Kevin's does seem more pressing.
Where is Master Odinger was the first question I was fielding to him. Master Odinger is abound. He is within and he is without. He descends from the high points of the tower and the gate therein to the low points of the tower and the gates therein.
So he's not dead.
And then to Kevin's question, what is the purpose of this place? What are you trying to raise an undead army or something? What's the point of that? Something to that effect? Does that sound about right? Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
he says, the point of this tower is the defense and protection of those in the lands around. As Osiria is a place where undead creatures well up fully of their own accord due to old Meridian cultists' seeding of this place, the undead would attack and assault the common folk of these areas. It was the process of our great Magier Odinger to create a place where they would come to instead of attacking the innocent. It was considered to utilize these individuals, these cursed, as a force for good. However, Master Odinger decided against it and would not allow others to sway him in his opinion. The other Magiers from the towns nearby retreated high up into the mountains to start building their own army, angry at Master Odinger for his unwillingness to allow those here to fight.
So it started off as an army for good, and then your master said, "Screw all that."
That's not what I said at all.
Oh, we misunderstood.
It's just a.
People were trying to
Basically
convince him
trap
to
on
use the army for good, and he just chose to not use it at all, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Odinger doesn't want to unleash the undead on the surrounding people.
That's what he said.
Because he's refused to give them that army, they went and started building Nyctalopes.
Yes. That is what you would be led to assume based on what he said.
So he's not a
Does it-
terrible
So he's
guy.
not a bad guy. Okay.
Does it work? Does the tower fulfill its purpose of protecting people from undead?
I am bound to this location, so I could not tell you for certain. I do know some people have entered into this place and have met ill ends at the hands of those present, some even in this very chamber. As he says this, his features kind of grow even more sinister, but then kind of shift back into just a skeletal face and kind of like a ghost field kind of look.
Reset.
You hop off a circle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he disappears.
I don't like that face.
Bring him back and then see if we can get a meeting with Odinger.
He boringly goes through the initiating portion, and your first question is, can we meet with Odinger?
Yeah.
If you do not heed my initial warning, which has been said 3 times, but I'm not saying that, I'm just making sure you guys know that the same warning has been given 3 times now at this point. He says, if you do not heed my warnings, you are free to walk about this place as you please, but I do want to make sure that you understand. You do so at your own risk.
What are the safest means to travel about the building?
There is no answer to that question.
And if we seek a meeting with Odinger, we just have to find him ourselves?
Correct.
Is it against the rules to defend ourselves as we seek out the Master?
The rules beyond this room are non-existent. The creatures who have taken over this place at Odinger's beckoning, they have a will of their own. Some are sentient, some are not. To my knowledge, only one lives beyond this place, beyond this room that we stand in.
Are we allowed to leave? The doors seem to have closed.
The door is simply closed to not allow others to enter while you are here. You may leave.
What's this guy's name? I like him. He's straight shooter, you know?
Obzadiah, Master Judge of Asheriad.
Huh.
Alright, where you guys want to go?
Well, there's this door over here where the
You
paladin
guys
went.
really want to spring the trap?
The trap. He was totally cool with us wandering around.
At this point, before, as you step out of the circle, having asked that question or asked those questions and stepping out, he remains after you step out, Beldrug, and he says, "If you are entering into the tower, I give you one last warning. If you can find one of the 5, those who are the judges within, ask their guidance. They will assist you as I have." And he vanishes.
The 5.
If Beldrug steps into the circle again, it doesn't manifest Obzadiah.
I hope that.
If we're
I mean,
wanting to
yeah,
follow the path of the paladin, we need to go to the right.
Yeah, and back to naming conventions, Obzadiah is a very Osirian name. It is definitely not a Jernaran name. So your presumption is he is an Osirian who has met the worst fate a Osirian can meet.
Local boy.
One of which 5?
He says that there's probably
Other judges.
4 other judges in this place like him.
Okay.
And 4 doors.
There are 4 doors.
Alright, so double doors can be a straight shot to the tower, assumed. I'm guessing the one over to the right was originally some type of judge's chamber or holding cell for the bailiff. The top 2 appear to be in balconies, so probably lead to some other type of courtrooms.
Well, you would know that the buildings to the left and to the right are kind of slightly higher than this chamber would be, and they look more like living spaces from the outside.
Okay.
Want to do the auxiliaries first, left and right?
So I'm gonna pick a door.
I'm saying second floor left.
Okay, let's go.
Shambles is wandering.
You
Okay.
guys will have to backtrack to the steps and come up and around.
Shambles, do you go in?
Heck up.
Yeah, let me know how you guys are doing.
I got a straight shot to it. I'm gonna
Oh,
check
that's
the
the
door
door,
while
okay.
everybody walks around.
Okay.
Is that the door?
Do you
I thought that
you
was
said
the
you're gonna
battery.
check the door? It's not trapped or locked or anything. It opens. Do you open it right?
I will want to say, Ropes has no vision.
Okay. Yeah, you can't see from ropes, so he shouldn't have vision.
Okay, well, he just walked into a shadow. I'm gonna lose him.
Okay, hold on. I'll give him sight,
Not a bad feeling about
but
that.
I won't give him vision, so he can't see from. You can't see.
Yeah,
from him.
that's fine. Yeah, but I have to be able to find the token.
Fair.
This is the door here? I thought this was the battery you were talking about.
That's the door.
No.
The glass thing's the
I'm
battery.
standing on the door.
Oh, the glass things are the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
went and
apologize,
inspected
okay.
one.
These are the battery for the Zone of Truth spell.
I inspected them. I didn't realize that was the battery you're talking.
Yeah, this is where they go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, you go to the door, you open it up, and
We don't hear anything on the other side.
nothing.
Okay, yeah, I'll slowly open it up.
Okay, you open it up, and inside there's about a 10-foot hallway and another door.
You want me to take this one?
This is 5 by 10.
5 by 10. 10 foot high.
If you want to, you can.
Okay. Are you going in, Benson?
Shambles.
Shambles.
No, I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing. Are you going in shambles?
I'll check it before I do. See if I don't hear anything. Nothing concerning.
Yeah. Well, no.
But
Are you
assuming
going?
not, yeah,
Are you
I'm
going
opening
into the
it.
hallway? Is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, I'm walking into the hallway, of course.
So Raya, you'd be right behind him. You can make I'm sorry. You hear a loud kind of gust.
I am not. Yeah, crossing the threshold of the door. He's going in.
Okay,
solo.
then yeah, you hear a loud gush and kind of a slamming sound as the door kind of smashes into your face. And Shambles, you are inside of the hallway. Door behind you, door in front of you, goggles on.
Because that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. and I didn't want any part of it.
Do you wish to proceed or go back?
I'm going to assume it's a similar situation to the foyer, where one at a time. I'm gonna go forward.
Okay, you open the door. And you see the back of Raya looking at the door on the other side.
You just Super Mario us?
Guys!
Just Mario to yes.
It's like Pac-Man.
I'm gonna really quick just run back.
Okay,
Just dash back through.
fair enough. And-
Doesn't Benson still have detect magic up?
Benson would have finally cast it. Yeah, sorry, I apologize because a lot happened in between, and it was only about 10 minutes in real life, so that works out. But Benson, you finished walking around. You finished the ritual. The two glass orbs that I mentioned glow pretty brightly. They seem to be glowing with just raw magic. There isn't a color to them. It's more of like a white, which you would know is kind of like a battery source. And basically, the presumption is the glass sphere on the outside, when activated, will glow of magic. It'll glow of divination magic, casting Zone of Truth in its center. The doors that are being entered through have magic. It's kind of a weird sheen of like a dark color. It's not quite black, but looking at it a bit more closely, you realize that it's an illusion magic, and it seems that there's some kind of wording on the doors in the hallways, on the left side and on the right side. And beyond that, there does not appear to be any magic present.
Can I read the wording?
Warding, not wording.
Wording.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys want to track a paladin?
Sounds like it's out of the tower.
Any votes? Anybody? Input?
I'm down. Let's go to the right now, is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a sick shimmy over this rail, and tumble over towards Benson, then high five him.
Do you have
Break your metal leg.
do you have a skateboard?
Could
He's-
she'd give it
he's
to
not-
me
he's
right
not
now.
He's not that cool.
I'm pretty
4-time multiplier.
Can you do a thingy on that rail there?
on that rail. Called a grind.
Grind.
You get the reference. You can have
Can you do a
inspiration.
grind thing? I get it.
You can have inspiration for getting
I get
that.
inspiration for that, not the solid flavor injector.
I can't give it to you twice.
But for real, he should have had it days ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess I was just making up for that. Okay, so we're going to this door then.
We all walked over here.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you open the door, you see a 10-foot hallway, a door at the end. But in between those two, on the left side, there's a small little alcove, kind of a tiny room to the side. When you enter in, the door does not slam behind you, to just get that out of the way quickly. It does appear that this one's fine. But if you kind of step in and look down into that small little alcove, it appears to be a coat room. There appears to be a mage's robe kind of hanging from a hook. And that's it. That's all that's really in that room besides. And
A
then
mage's robe or a judge's robe?
a Magier's robe, so one and the same.
Yeah. Benson, you still have detect magic up?
If it's still running, yeah.
You can maintain it, right?
Yeah, I would have maintained it through here then.
It does seem to have a glow, the road.
Can I check it out? Look at it?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a road. Are you trying to cast Identify on it?
Don't cast anything that's going to break your detect magic.
I don't want to take the 10 minutes, so I'll just take the robe.
Okay.
Nope. I'll stop you from taking it. Leave it. You're not going to walk into the courthouse and steal from the judge. That cannot go well. Put it back. Trust me, I commit crimes.
I know
That's not a good one.
I know what I'm talking about. He's right outside. Okay. And if that's the case, you move to the door, it opens, and it kind of goes in 10 feet, and then to the right of you, like it's a small little 10-foot like move inside, but then to the right of you, just staircase, 10 foot wide, about 10 foot high, goes straight down. Ceiling of the stairs kind of, it's like a chute that just goes straight down.
We'll rob him on the way out.
And I do apologize, the order of you on the map is going to be a bit discombobulated, but I assume that the elk is either going to be first or last. Which is it?
Probably last.
Okay.
I want that guy to have charged.
We got to keep the MVP alive.
Yeah, we're going to need him in the late game.
Yep.
Yeah, he's currently too big for the map because the map is
Hooves of smiting.
different scaled. Alright, so when we get downstairs, I've got Grok and Beldrug in the front, 10 foot wide, right? Directly behind them is Ropes and Shambles. And then in the far back, it's Benson and Raya. And then directly behind them is Big Elk and Leon up top.
How tall is the area we're in?
10 foot high. It's doing kind of a little bit of a duck walk, the elk, with Leon on top.
Yeah, I would just assume I'm on the ceiling. If I can stand above somebody, I will.
Okay.
Especially like Beldrug. I can stand right over top
But
of
kind
him,
of
no
still
problem.
staying in that formation. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm not moving your tokens.
That's fine, but I would be toward the front because
Got it.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, and I just want it to be sort of in front of Benson like we were before.
When you get down towards the bottom, you all would see that there appears to be a skeleton kind of standing on the opposite side of a large room from you. There are 4 pillars that go from floor to ceiling. These ones are covered in the same kind of bas reliefs, but the stone work here is subpar comparatively. Beldrug, you would immediately recognize that it's not subpar. What it is more structurally sound than just a single piece of stone column, which, if you think about it, is solid, but because of the chiseling and such, makes it a bit weaker and easier for shattering. It looks like these stones have been put here in a very specific patterning to make it more structurally supportive, and you would recognize that being the case with these pillars. This room appears to have 3 other points of entry into it. One to your right, one to your left, and one directly ahead. The one directly ahead, as I mentioned, has a skeleton kind of standing there with a bow in hand, kind of looking just around. Inside of his eyes, in the darkness, you can see that there are small little purple lights just kind of sitting inside of his skeletal eye sockets.
Ghost!
Thanks, Scoob.
I want to touch Shambles and say some shit like,
May Beldendar make your decision swift and true.
and I give him Gift of Alacrity.
Gift of Alacrity gives you that.
1d8 initiative. For 8 hours.
Ha!
Damn.
Neat.
Alright. It doesn't seem to be like moving towards you, but I have thrown up an initiative tracker just in case you want to go rumble with it. That might change things.
We could ask his advice.
Oh, I'm ready to kill it all.
That could be a judge.
That's probably a good idea.
The judge we saw in the first chamber, was it wearing a robe?
Yes.
Okay, because I imagine they all are.
Yeah, it's spectral
This
form.
guy's
The physical robe you saw inside of the chamber, the coat room, pretty much the same robe he was wearing as his ghost form.
Okay. And there was only one robe hanging in that room?
Only one in that room.
Okay.
The skeleton's not wearing a robe.
The skeleton is wearing armor.
And holding a bow.
Wreck it!
you guys want to do? Avoid it or just destroy it?
Yeah, and you'd actually recognize the armor as well old. We're talking Grey War era. Like, this person is over 2,000 years old.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk above everybody and move into this
Wealth of
corner.
information.
The
I
ceiling.
would
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
express that I'm conflicted. Like, I feel like we shouldn't allow these abominations to live, but at the same time, if the tower's serving the purpose that it's serving, I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. As much as I hate the undead, if they're not really bothering anybody, and it's a like place for them all to gather to not bother anybody, like, do we really want to?
Ropes kind of shakes his head. You guys, we walked into a fly trap, and you are worried about swatting flies. What are we gonna
Rogue's
do?
a cool dude.
What are we gonna do? Like,
Hey
a
man,
no
I'm
shit
just
kinda
following the
guy.
herd. I was thinking about this before we went in this door, Ropes.
no,
You're
I
new
don't.
here.
Ropes is gonna keep his mouth shut and be a good boy.
I feel you, but like, I'm just saying, if it causes us trouble, we're gonna fight it, right? He looks to you, right?
If it causes us trouble, absolutely, we'll dismember
As
it.
you raise your voice, the skeleton kind of looks over in your direction and raises its bow, training its arrow on you, Raya. Go ahead and roll initiative if you'd be so kind.
Bitch.
Well,
Don't yell at Ropes. I'll fight you with my whole dungeon, you stupid bitch.
It's my ropes.
It's my Ropes.
I got B.
John, if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna audit or manually fix my
Yeah, that's fine.
initiative when it comes up. Okay. Not a good show for the start. Good job on all of your guys' initiatives.
Alright, Jeremy went to go use the restroom. He's kind of high on the docket twice. Go ahead, Leon. Get your turn out of the way. But if we get to that point and Jeremy hasn't returned, we'll take a quick second to pause it up.
Guess I'm shooting him with 2 arrows.
Alright, well, at your
Blast
current
him.
position, you're kind of still up in the chute of the steps. You would need to come down.
Oh, I don't want to come down at all.
Then just...
Can I, like, hold my turn or whatever?
Yeah, you sure can. But doing so will lead us to the thing that I didn't want to happen.
He'll be back any second.
So let's just shoot the shit. I won't.
Let's talk about the history of this skeleton.
Yeah, the armor he's wearing
Who
is
is he?
definitely like old Grey War like era like stuff. We're talking like, so the current year you're in is like what? I think we're in what, 1,000 something.
Yeah, Jeremy's back.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Zach.
Fuck your history lesson.
Tell us all about it. Oh, fuck
we,
it.
we were killing time because you were gone.
I had to pee. I held it as long as I could.
Oh, fuck it. No more talkie. Okay, so Leon holds and is not doing anything. Ropes. What would Ropes do?
Ropes, seeing this skeleton thing, drawing an arrow and training it at his new buddy. He's gonna step out, launch a dagger at it, and then dive behind that pillar.
Okay.
$11 to hit.
Ping, ting, 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 ting. Kind of flies down the hallway behind him, and then
He's
Whoa!
He's ducking back here and hugging this pillar.
A 6 soldier roll between the rock and the dwarf place. Okay, right.
Bonus action dash. I think I'm gonna have to get there.
Yeah, and if you're on the ceiling, you are currently 10 feet above the floor. 10-foot high ceilings here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stand here, drawing the cool new sword.
And you're above him.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 to hit.
Does hit.
Does 14 piercing plus 11
For
because he's undead.
oh right.
14 piercing that you do your nonsense with,
And then
and then the
radiant.
11.
Yep, you stab down, the sword kind of pulses, ping, and you watch as it kind of just shatters and falls. Very, if you've ever played Castlevania, just,
My sword?
no, the sword.
Yeah, I know. The skeleton shatters. It's still funny.
Fair. Grok,
First swing with his brand new mithril sword just
Hey,
explodes.
are we out of initiative?
we still appear to be in initiative.
Okay. Grok is going to pull out his club and say, Oro, give me strength, and cast Shillelagh on his club and go forward.
Okay.
And if we're still in initiative and it's still moving, I'm gonna smack it.
If you rush over to it, you actually stop a bit short. The floor falls out from underneath your feet when you hit that point there.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, but he's a turtle.
21.
Damn. Ninja turtle.
Ooh, yeah.
Why is your basement so loud?
It's a new feature for me, so I just want to make sure it's right. But he's within 10 feet, so he gets plus my charisma, right?
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
plus
get
2.
so 23.
So
I
as
jumped it.
as you hear the floor drop, you kind of hear this whisper like in your ear. It sounds like Beldrug, so it's not really much of a whisper. It's like, oh, that traps you. And you kind of and leap across the way and land on the other side. Move over to the skeleton. It doesn't appear to be moving. It's just skeleton.
Throw it in the hole.
But you do hear movement south of you and just south of you.
Like in the pit?
South, like
South of the map, down the hallway.
South of the, oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Great.
South is not down.
So I would say I hear movements down this way, south.
Yeah.
South could be down.
Hell is not south. Well, I mean, I guess depends on what part of the south you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, most of it.
There goes my viewership from 6 to, well, okay, I don't know.
I don't think they were watching.
I don't think we'll watch.
Somebody might want to check out that armor.
So, goes to skeleton time. Grok, Raya.
It's like 1,000 years old.
You're kind of standing like, Raya on the ceiling and then Grok, normal, and you see two more skeletons kind of appear around the corner there, kind of looking at you. Bows raised, and they are firing, one at each. Short bow. So a 19 for Raya.
Hit.
4 piercing, and a crit for Grok, so 7 piercing. And they basically raise the arrows and shoot them, hitting. And then you also hear a sound of kind of like a curtain being drawn from behind, kind of to the right, or your left in character. This way is what I mean to say. Yeah, that's all. Okay.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge it because I can.
Take half of 4, sure. Shambles.
It's turbo time. I'm gonna head south and just run under Raya.
You'd see that there's a skeleton off to the left when you.
Oh wait, hang on. I just want to peek at it. Ah, the crew's got that. Okay.
That's a Leon thing.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wail on.
Who held?
This guy. I'm gonna wail on this guy on the right.
Yeah.
Leon, you can jump in anytime.
8.
Miss. Yeah, that's definitely a miss. He kind of moves the bow to the side as you come up with a fist. You see him move less like an undead and more like an actual fighter type, and kind of rolls with the attack and kind of lets you kind of punch the air. The second attack comes around as you kind of bring it around
I'm tuckered out.
with a kick, and he kind of leans back and snaps his skeleton back up and his whole body rather, and kind of. And then you kind of come down with a hammer punch, and he kind of backs away, letting you kind of lean into the space he was standing in. And he's got
Let that be a lesson.
He's got the bow in his hand, and at this point he kind of just tosses it behind him, and you can see his hand going for the short sword at his belt. The same is true of the other one. Yeah, basically a flurry of metal just flying in front of Bone, and nothing happens. All right.
I think you've got him on the ropes.
It was exciting.
Don't put these things on me. You hear from behind the pillar.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Ropes joke number 1.
Leon, you are on the elk. The elk is up. It doesn't look like there's much of a space for you to take up with the pillars being kind of present. Although you could snake behind the pillars with the elk. You can move into any space you can.
Or just step across the pit because you're a giant elk.
It would have to jump, but yeah, it could.
Could it get right here?
There's a Shambles in the way, so you'd be in between Shambles and Raya Grog.
Couldn't he have stand square next to Shambles?
I would say no. It still needs to have its space held. It could move through that space. It cannot stop there.
Take the hallway. Right side.
There is something this way, they told you.
Well, can we go like this? Jump over here?
Yeah, I'm down with that. You can get over there.
Bad. Technically can't see anything down this hallway though.
Oh,
It's
you
darkness.
no,
You
sorry.
should, yeah, you should have goggles of night on.
Let me
You
fix
should
your
have dark
token.
vision.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everybody's got them now. Can he fire from elk back while it charges?
Yeah, so he can take his held action now.
Hot.
But it's not going to be able to charge. It's only going to be able to get down to the stairs.
Well,
and
yeah,
drop.
well, get in, whatever,
Yeah.
do its thing.
And then
Not
you can take a shot.
charge.
Alright, and yeah, I guess I'm shooting arrows at this guy, this asshole.
Give it to me. So we can do better than fucking Zach. Hits.
15,
Yep.
7, and then...
Second
Favorite.
That's still on.
Favorite enemy.
What's that do?
Don't you get a bonus?
No. It's only for rolls to track them and shit.
Oh, okay. Thought he did
Another
damage.
one, 15, that's another 8.
Alright, you pull, like, the elk kind of hops down the steps, kind of leaping over Beldrug, hitting the edge of the pit, leaps across the pit in between the two pillars and kind of lands, and kind of looks in that direction. As you come up over the horns with the bow and loose the first arrow, it hits the shoulder blade, and you watch as the shoulder blade and arm kind of fly off. Then you pull the next arrow up and fire it. It hits the vertebrae, snapping the skull right off, and it just kind of drops to a slump there of a pile of bones. As that happens, the elk kind of sees that, turns its attention back behind it, kind of just folding in on itself like cats and dogs kind of do, kind of just snapping back in the other direction. And as you're kind of doing that, you're leaning over the elk, looking back at the kill you just made. Do you have any other movement, though, with the elk? I think it's done, right? You could dash with it if you wanted to.
What would this have been? 30?
It would have been... Yeah, you still have
30
like
or 35.
10 feet with it still, I'd say.
Can I get to like here so I'm not standing in the middle of the room?
Yeah, I'd allow for that. That's fine. You can stop behind it.
Hell yeah.
That's fine. Sure.
Yeah, you do have stuff that stacks on your arrows, right, to do more damage?
Yeah,
but he has to use a
okay.
bonus action to
I'm
throw.
busting
Right,
on
okay,
skeletons.
Beldrug! It does seem that there are a bunch of skeletons who are making shambles look real bad.
I look great up here. Are you kidding me?
You are doing flips and kicks and shit, but it is straight missing some skeletons.
In a blink of an eye, I cleared this room.
The worst
I
part.
will
Go ahead.
double move.
Okay.
I mean, you got to cross the room. I don't know about clearing it.
Going around. I'm not jumping over anything.
Yeah, for sure.
To be clear, I have very short legs and a lot of armor.
A 10-foot or 20-foot pit may seem small to you guys, but that's like massive to me. I could live in that pit. Like,
We'll reel you back.
that's a mansion. Do you want to dash to get up to it, or do you want to just move?
Yeah, I did. I had to because of my 25 movement, so that would be 50.
The way I'm counting it, you could get to shambles. You could get right in there if you dash. You could get here. Because
Oh hell yeah!
5,
You're the-
10, 15.
Yeah, I
20.
could go. I didn't count those. I was going the long way around.
You're basically,
That's good.
The way I'm imagining it is you're kind of like you're doing like one of these little quick shimmies, like reaching out with your big old dwarf foot and okay, pull the meat, and then getting over there. All right,
Yeah.
Shody.
I will move up, and I'm going to move around here, and then I'm guessing I'm going to do chill touch at this dude.
Sure.
18,
Yeah, that'll hit.
11.
All right. You see the hand kind of grow about it and kind of grasp onto it, and you can see like inside of the skeleton, kind of like this negative energy force kind of being pulled at by the hand as it draws back and tears a bit away. The skeleton seems to be kind of like falling down a bit, and dust kind of coming out of the bits between the skeleton, but it does not fall completely over.
Cool. Necrotic damage is something we would have covered before coming in here.
Chill touch doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was
That
kind of
was John
wondering if it
explaining
was
skeleton
working or not. I was very worried about that. I was like, I hope this works.
We were also very worried about you being in here because all you'd have left pretty much is fireball, and you're going to kill us all.
Old,
Yep.
real quick note for Zach, what Zach said. Old timey, when a skeleton gets bloodied, I say it's dusty.
Yeah.
that's. Anyways, Ken,
Powdered.
you are on elk back. The elk's turn hasn't gone. If you want to hold for it to go so you can move in tandem, or if you want to do something on its back, you can shift into any space that it's in.
I'll just hold and go with the elk.
Okay. What's Ropes do?
I just kind of walk around the back.
Okay.
Hey. That's it.
You see him kind of get around the elk, kind of looking around the way, but then he kind of looks to Raya, who's kind of focused pit down, and he's kind of looking at the back, keeping an eye on the steps and an eye on the other passageway that we haven't gone to yet. He knows his spot. Right?
Spider-Man kiss ropes.
Oh.
I walk over and stand over Beldrug and stab the skeleton right in front of him.
I almost fainted IRL.
You're the best boss he's ever had.
Jody, my dreams are coming true.
I destroy that skeleton.
So yeah, you drop down a little bit and kind of like with one foot still on the ceiling, kind of push yourself down into the top of it. You watch as radiance pulses. That weird kind of dark center core kind of just shoots out of the bones as the skeleton drops into a pile right there.
And I'll fall back to where I was.
Okay.
And the pirouette
As
or
you-
whatever that was unnecessary. It's only 10 feet tall.
Sure, it's kind of more of a pushing down for force. You punch through some of it, you don't punch into. But as you're moving away, the skeleton lashes at you with its short sword.
That's fine.
And will hit for 8 damage.
Ooh. I'll take half.
That's fine. You're like, uncanny dodge, and you do a
Bitch.
when the ballet they do like a spin.
Pirouette.
Yeah, you
That's
do,
what
you
I
do,
just
you
said
do
before.
it. Yeah, you do it upside down pirouette.
Hot.
All right, Grok. One more skeleton. You rush forward with the shillelagh, stepping in past and on top of the dead one, smashing into it, and damage. Yeah, you basically everybody's been doing all these fancy moves, and you just kind of and it just
Me a turtle.
just a whole bunch of bones go flying across the room behind it. So the skull actually bounces off the wall directly south of you. Okay. All right. Clearing the initiative board, and yeah, it seems to be quiet at this point. Ropes is still focused and trained on that end. Leon and the elk are still kind of focused around the other corner. Nothing seems to be following you down the steps. And as you look into this room, you can see that there's a door on your left side, Grok. And if you kind of step forward one space, you'll see that there are 2 beds. The beds look like they're actually being slept in, but they don't look like they have people in them at current. It looks like someone was in them at some point before.
Can I tell by the shape in the bed whether it's humanoid?
Yeah, you would actually be able to tell that it's skeletal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sleeping skeletons?
You
Is
would-
that a thing?
You would note that the beds are actually pretty well made too, like military style. The sheets are pretty nicely, I mean, with the exception of them having been slept in. But your assumption is that the 2 skeletons you just broke apart were in these beds moments before the combat started.
That's real weird.
I'm just gonna roll those beds and search for anything
Yeah, they are beds. They have nothing in them.
underneath.
Not the 2 doors.
Is the map orientation correct? We turned when we went down here.
Yeah, so it would have gone. You would have gone like so. It would have been over and then down.
Okay. I just want to make sure we were facing the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, north
So-
is still north and south is still south.
Got it.
All right. So yeah, looking around the room, you'd see that there's a double door to the left and a double door to the right. I'm going to go ahead and since you're flipping beds right now, I'll ask whoever's next on the docket. Shambles, looks like you just stepped forward. So yeah, you see that Grok is going over the beds, searching them, and the doors I mentioned.
I would want Beldrug's input on where to go. He's a paladin and a dwarf, so he would have.
The doors down here are wooden, reinforced with wrought iron, and pretty well made for non-stone doors. But yeah, they look all right. Other than that, the room's pretty much empty.
Ropes and I are going to scan this upper right hallway.
Okay.
I'll
Ben.
listen at this double door.
Okay. No sounds for you. Raya and Ropes, you head over that direction. You see that there's a single door, kind of on the western or eastern wall there, and you would see too as you kind of come closer to the edge. There's a hallway. Down the hallway, you can see a curtain that's been drawn, and behind that there are a bunch of barrels and boxes. The barrels and boxes look like they are all sealed. And from what you can tell, they have arcane markings around the lids of the barrels and on the boxes on the top lid of the box. And they're all kind of neatly stacked in this corner with a small couple of pallets in the center of the room, kind of set in place as if it's like a staging.
I'm going to go back to get Benson so he can investigate these. So when I do, I'm going to tell Shambles that he's standing at the door to the storeroom I'm just in.
Yeah, you can actually, that door is locked on Shambles' side, but you can see that it locks from the other side. So if you want to be...
I will announce myself and then open it so I don't get punched in the face.
Well, I mean, he's off form today, so you probably miss anyway.
I'm overdue for one.
You mean a session where you suck? Yeah, you're right. Stop killing everything I throw at you.
Hey, he did pretty poorly when I ran him.
Fair. And then you'll go back to that door you said?
Yeah, but let Chody do his thing in there.
Chody. Okay, yeah, there are arcane markings on them. They are very familiar markings to you. They're basically markings that are similar to the spell Gentle Repose, except for food. Basically, whatever's inside, perishable as it may be, as long as it's inside the magic barrel and the magic isn't broken, it will remain consistently fresh and good.
Oh.
These boxes are very old. You presume that they're from the Civil War. So 100 years at least, a couple of 100 years at most.
But that spell would still hold at that time, or is that even past that spell?
Yeah, the magic's still, your detect magic is still kind of going. Your concentration hasn't broken on it. And it lasts for about 10 minutes. So yeah, you'd see that the magic still seems to be holding.
I would definitely go back to the group and say that if we need some more rations, this might be a really good thing to grab. Is there any small ones, or are they all big?
They're all pretty big. From what you can tell, the barrels are mainly pale ale and water. Pale ale is a pretty decent substitute for thirst quenching when water is scarce, but there are some that are water as well. The boxes appear to have 3 different types. One of them appears to be kind of a shortbread based on its labeling. The other one seems to be dry stock meat, and then the last one appears to be grains, probably granola.
I let the group know and see if this is something we might want to take some of.
Make a note. No need to carry extra weight right now.
Perfect. So mark this note where we're at. And
Okay.
then, remember.
Sounds good. And then Raya, you said you're moving to that door?
I'm investigating this door, yeah.
Door is unlocked. Door doesn't appear to be trapped. Yeah. Beldrick, you wander off to the west, yeah?
Yeah, not too far. So where I can keep sight of these guys, but just peeking down the hall.
Your goggle-enhanced dark vision allows you to see the end of the hall. There appears to be a series of 3 doors. You can only see 2 at current. There's one double door on the right side and a single door on the left side. If you kind of step forward maybe 2 spaces probably, maybe 3, you'll be able to see the door on the left side.
I'll just peer around the corner here and actively perceive, listen, and watch.
Sure.
But I'm not going to move forward.
Yeah, I just meant to see the third door is all. Just to kind of give it a scoop. I think if you move 1 space forward, you'll be able to see it. It's like literally right on the edge of your light.
Oh, that's nice. I'm still going to stand right here.
No worries. I'm not trying to trick you into a trap. I would never do it that way.
I feel much safer in this square.
I prefer traps happening naturally.
My stone cunning thinks that there's a door just a little bit 1 square forward to the left. I got.
Fine. You don't want to unleash the trap that you don't have to. There isn't one, but whatever. Leon, you're staying center in the middle there, or is there anything you want to check out the pit or what have you?
Oh no, is the pit a pit?
Yeah, it's a 20
skeletons
foot
down there.
20-foot pit. There does appear to be 1 skeleton down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Is he just like a mad skeleton trying to get out?
No, that one doesn't seem to be moving at all. And from what you can tell, it looks relatively fresh compared to the kind of darkened nature of the older skeletons. It looks a bit more fresh. There does appear to be a sword on the ground down there with them. Looking at it, you can tell it's an Osirian squire sword.
Is that worth a damn, or am I just like
not worth much?
Poor soul.
It would tell you that it would be a squire to some knight or holy swordsman or paladin.
Ooh, yikes. Poor paladin squire. Alright, stay with the group. going this way except for Bale Drug.
Shambles and Grok are still down there.
Yeah, they're investigating shit to the south, right?
Correct. So the double doors open to Benson studying stuff. There's the other double doors. To
They're
the
in a storage room.
Yeah, the other double doors are to the other side there. If you want to check
There's-
them out.
yeah,
If
there's doors
horror
to the
movies
west,
have
yeah.
taught me anything, it's don't split up. In the spooky
Grok,
place.
what do you say we crack this door open?
Let's do.
We're in a haunted house. Of course we should split up.
All right.
Did you ever watch Scooby-Doo?
Raya, are you opening?
Zoink.
Are you opening your door?
I'm gonna open mine at the same time they open theirs.
And it's
Nice.
funny you bring up Scooby-Doo because the room upstairs with the doors moving, that's what I was thinking of. Not Mario or whatever. I was thinking of the hallway scenes where they...
Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Your door, Raya, opens up to a series of steps that lead down about 20, 30 feet. And guess what? Same's true for your door, Grok and Shambles. At the base of your steps, Grok and Shambles, you can see blood-stained stone. At the base of yours, down there, Raya, just regular hallway.
Looks like somebody took quite a tumble.
Looks like there's a natural kind of
What kind
set
of blood is it, Grok?
steps on the right, though.
Can
Mine
I
mine looks kind of
determine what kind of
excavated.
blood it is?
I don't have a tongue, so I'm
Do
gonna
you
need
walk-
you to taste that blood for me.
Do you walk down there?
On the wall, yeah.
Okay. So I'll cover you here in a second. And then, Grok, you walk down to investigate the blood. It's stained.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been there for a long, long time.
Okay.
So you really can't discern anything about it. But kind of looking around, you can hear movement to the south of you. And it doesn't sound like something physical moving. It sounds more like wind kind of wrapping around in that area.
Should we get the others?
Yeah, we're pretty far away by now.
I whistle back to Ropes and Benson because I can see one.
Okay.
Just the
Can
right
we
little.
secure this door?
Up ahead, Raya, you actually wouldn't be able to see that one. I know that you can see the map of it, but it's behind a rock, so sorry.
Oh, down in the pit. I see.
Yeah,
it.
we'll cover that.
He's tall. If I see his head poking up.
Just ignore that you can see it, and we'll cover that bit here in a second.
No, I see. The
I
top
won't
of
let
his
him
head.
get the drop on you if you just role play
I'm
nice.
standing
for me.
on a wall.
Role
I'm
play
not
nice for me. You're 10 feet high. You're not that high. So out there, you can see it looks like there's an excavation, kind of like they're building more to the structure, or they're tearing more of the structure apart. But it does appear that there is work being done, and this is fresh comparatively. And you do hear the sounds of picks hitting against stone at this point. One from
Yes.
about where you can see that creature, actually.
Makes sense.
All right. Shambles and Grok, you retreat back from where you're positioned and move back to the group. And you report to them, windy sounds. And then, Raya, do you back up to the group?
Bloodstained floor. Sounds of wind to the south.
Mining sounds, right? And then
Yeah.
Beldrug's like, doors?
Where is Beldrug? Is he here?
He's
He's back.
Yeah,
he's
I-
back. He's
He's got
in
his
the
own
back.
door.
Yeah, there's doors over there.
We all got doors. This place
Yeah.
has doors for days.
Yeah.
One person's like, wispy sounds, ooh, ghost baby. Oh, mining sounds, probably zombies or something. I saw some doors.
Didn't open them. Not my thing.
I don't like opening doors.
Somebody else's job.
I got a bad feeling about that hallway, though.
I find them.
That
You
one?
open them.
The
Where
one
am
that
I
you
opening?
went to.
You want me down the stairs?
No, as Beldrug, like I'll find the door. You open the door.
But yeah, Raya, make a perception check for me real quick. Just one last one for something. Okay.
13.
Yeah, the mining sounds that I mentioned, really not much to it. You think there's probably half a dozen, maybe a dozen of these picks hitting the stone. You're not sure how many exactly.
I'm gonna step up to the ceiling, off the wall,
Okay.
and look down this other staircase.
Yeah, it goes down into darkness. This looks like an unworked, manufactured kind of cavern. The steps look like they've been kind of easily chiseled out of the floor, but it looks like more work to this whatever basement has yet to be done. This does not look like it's been worked at freshly as of late. As you kind of lean in a little bit and listen, you hear kind of a sound.
Does it sound like that dwarf I killed on a toilet?
Yeah. Well,
Gross.
after you killed him, it sounds like him. But like more persistent though, not just the one time, just the.
That time Grok tried to get me to cut a guy up and force him down the toilet.
Yeah.
Oops.
Right before Grok decided we should burn down a city because it might host a
The great
gang of
thing.
bandits.
The great thing
They
about
remember.
the great thing about Andy's characters is how like very very different they can be from like how they are just a few moments ago. Like we did the Patreon game last night. He was like, "I don't want to get into fights. I'm gonna stay back." Opens the door and starts the fight. What the fuck?
You told me.
Don't worry
to be
about
fair,
it. I get my joke.
That's not fair.
I get my joke. It's good.
To be fair.
To be fair.
See, that was a great Andy. I really like it.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, this place is just full of stuff that wants to die.
All right, let's get
Or
cracking.
is
You want me
already
to come down those stairs or not?
Dead.
Come on down, yeah.
All right. Tiptoe.
Okay.
Oh, let's take the rear. So we'll come up with some sort of marching order. Or no.
There's a squishy guy down there and some picky guys over there.
Beldrug, as you're moving down that way, go ahead and give me a perception check.
As you get destroyed from behind.
Well,
I got a 6.
Well, more so when he's passing by, going down the stairs with everybody else. Okay, no worries.
I blink and I forget how to open my eyes.
Yeah, the stone here is definitely pretty strong. Like you don't think this is Dwarvish made, but you're pretty sure that the people who built this structure have an idea of what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we
but
should go
seems-
after the picky guys first.
Yeah. So Ryan and Shambles, are you going south or are you going east?
It sounds like we want to travel east.
I'm gonna peek around this corner at the east.
Okay.
Get its head blown off.
You can see that there's an undead creature kind of walking around in between these slow mesas with wood bridges kind of between them, and it seems that he's kind of making the gestures of giving commands, but instead of saying words, it's more of a and then kind of going back the other way.
Goddamn manager.
He appears to be kind of a pale, sickly dwarf with his guts hanging out and no beard. Like, all of his hair is just kind of molted away.
Ugh.
And he's just walking around.
I'm gonna sheath my sword and draw a bow. And I'm gonna shoot it in the face.
Okay. From the ceiling?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like motion at the back of the hallway to come forward.
I'll give it... Yeah. that'll hit.
19.
Okay.
Did he know I was here?
No.
Yeah, they have a really bad healthcare plan here.
It's terrible.
If their healthcare plan is getting shot by Raya, yeah, it's terrible. It's the worst.
17 to the face.
Look at those ones.
Still an 8.
Better than I did.
Yeah, I hit it.
All right. 17, you said?
They know we're here.
All right.
Yeah.
So you hear it kind of get hit and kind of, and then kind of turn and look back at you, and its eyes kind of shimmer purple as it looks at you. Like you're looking at it with dim vision, and it's looking at you from the dark. And like your normal vision kind of snaps out of the vision for the dark vision for a second, as you see the eyes kind of flare purple when they stare down at you. When it reverts back into dark vision, as it's cascading back into gray colors, you can see that their eyes are reflecting kind of like cat's eyes, but purple. And then as that happens and you kind of are staring at it, you watch as it just leaves the floor and flies and kind of like onto the ceiling. Initiative.
What the hell is that?
Bad guy.
You're now kind of looking directly like at him from your position of...
Great. Oh man, I am just knocking them out of the park with this initiative. Let's roll that D8 for it.
That D8.
Hey, 8 up to 11. Beldrug, I'm so sorry. I've wasted this gift.
I'd be doing the same shit. That's why I just wanted to put it on someone else.
My
You're like,
my first
0
three
plus
attacks
a
were a
D8.
1, 3, and 5.
0 plus a D8 is 1. Yay! I'm an
Why
integer.
did you give it to Leon?
Yeah, Leon would be booking it fast. Or the
Leon's the undead hunter.
They got
yeah.
long tongues, man. What is with those long tongues?
Right, you are. Oh, my guy didn't get put on the board. Hold on.
Squishy guy?
How high above us is Raya now?
So, 10 feet over the floor that you're standing on. So he is
I'm
literally.
guessing it's another 5 or 10 down to where they started.
The pit is about 10 feet down, so he actually flew up
Okay.
20 feet and hit the ceiling.
I am not on the tracker. I'm at 9.15.
Why didn't you select your token?
I did.
We can still fight at Rankus.
Should I roll again?
I'll
and
lift
just add
ropes
it?
up
Okay.
to you.
Gotcha.
You don't have to. 10 feet. We got this.
All right, so Raya, you are first.
Yeah, you're right.
Your shot was pretty solid. It is aware of your presence. It is now on the same plane as you, and you do hear the sounds of 4 other ones dropping pickaxes.
Target. 11 piercing.
Okay. The main thing you're noticing is that these don't seem to be hurting it as much as you were hoping.
No, I was pretty sure they wouldn't. He's got
Alright.
12 piercing damage.
Well, you don't think it's the piercing part. You think it's just the fact your bow is a magic. All right,
Game.
ropes.
Right, that's still me. He holds because he doesn't know what the hell to do.
Elk. And since Kevin, you're right after it, you can go ahead and just take the full block of turn.
Well, the elk's gonna sit here. Can I shoot him from here?
If you kind of shift over to the south side of the elk, yeah.
Or we scoot down on the seat and we're doing some stuff.
Kind of do a lean around the antlers, underneath the antlers, pull and shoot.
Yeah. Bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't
then
have
I'm
to
gonna
use. Well, you're not gonna use Zephyr Strike for the running bit. You're on top of a fucking.
Yeah, I'm doing it for advantage because we're gonna sharpshooter shoot this guy.
Okay.
23.
Minus
For-
5 will be. Yeah, that'll hit. And then plus 10 damage, so 21. And
Hell
then
yeah. And a
Half.
second shot. Well, plus 4. And then, yeah, second shot.
Okay.
25.
Yep, that hits. And that'll do it. So you watch as 2 arrows go flying in. One hits it in the chest and kind of blows out the back and hits the ceiling with like a loud crack as the arrow's destroyed. And then the second shot hits it in the neck. And you watch as its eyes stop glowing purple and the fire of that purple kind of moves away from the eyes. And then you watch as it kind of like slumps off of the ceiling and just kind of falls back from where it came with a loud.
He was a bad guy, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
man, he was an undead.
Right.
I hate those guys.
He was on the ceiling.
You
Name
blew
one good guy you've met that's been on a ceiling.
shit.
Look at Raya.
Hands.
Nope, not me. Blew his back clean out.
Let me move him real quick and then I'll explain what you see from your position.
Quick little shits.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, what are these things?
John,
Yeah.
I don't know if it didn't take. My initiative's meant to be at 11:18. I
What's up?
should be next.
Oh, okay.
You just have to switch the two of us up, yeah.
There you go.
Thank
So what you witness is from the pits coming up out of them are a bunch of running forms that kind of grasp onto the stone and kind of pull themselves up, like World War Z style kind of craziness, and they're just like, and they kind of rush towards you. They do not make attacks because they dash to get to you. Shambles.
Well, hi. Yeah, me too, bud.
Some kissy boys.
Yeah, we're about to get free kisses. I'm just gonna hopefully not roll terribly. 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
Nice. And I'm
And
just gonna
back.
get these all out.
Your weapons count as magical, right?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
my fist do. Unarmed strikes do. So 15 and 17
Those will hit.
to
10.
make 17 total.
Okay.
Magic bludgeoning.
You kind of go, yeah, me too, buddy. And then you kind of like spin up, kick it in the face, punch it in the face with a quick spinning kick punch. And it kind of backs away, like, and its jaw's just kind of hanging from flesh. It's like,
We've all had those days.
Hot.
luckily, this will be your last one, Jody.
Chill touch on the one in front of.
The one that he just kicked?
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Hits.
5.
Okay. On the nose, you watch as he kind of pulls the hand, forces it out. It kind of grabs a hold of the neck through the jaw, and you watch as it squeezes, and like a Coke can, the neck just kind of, and the head kind of just roils to the side, and it falls to the ground.
Awesome.
Necromantic life pulled out of it. All right.
Pretty cool.
Chody, any movement for you? Or are you solid where you're at?
I'm solid where I'm at.
Grok?
Rock is gonna move right here and cast Thunder Wave straight up and at that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see what happens. Hold on, sorry.
No worries.
I'm gonna do it at level. You know what? Right.
Sometimes you just gotta let them know.
We're here.
Thunderwave's one of those spells where you just gotta let them the fuck know what's up. They don't know what it is, but they know it's not good.
They know it's nearby.
Okay. So, as you kind of move forward, push your hands together for the clap of the thunder wave, detonation of like just the air in front of you kind of pushes them out. You watch as two of them fly off the ledge on the back end, and like you're pretty sure you heard the cracking and breaking of ribs and bones as it hit, and then a loud meaty as it hits the ground at the bottom. The one on the side there, you kind of knock it back, and it kind of spins to the side and grabs a hold of the bridge. It goes and gets up, looking at you, not happy. You're not sure if the ones on the ground are dead or not, because they're no longer in vision for you. And the one that didn't
That's all right.
fly off, he is fine. Well, his guts are falling out of his stomach, but he is. I guess
He's all right.
Yeah, he's good.
Right.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure his
He's
rib
cool
cage
with
is
it.
compressed in, like, yeah, he's. Yeah, Beldruck.
He wasn't using it.
Beldruck. You can get out to the one on the landing.
To the left immediately.
This guy here. He should be pinging. There,
Is that close?
No, that's 10 feet down, so you'd have to drop. If you kind of move up one, I'll give you some free information here, though. If you kind of pop over to him as he's kind of holding onto the bridge and attack him there, you kind of do a quick look off to the left from where you saw the other two kind of get flung out, and you see them kind of laying on the ground and kind of getting up, and they're, yeah, you're pretty sure one's lung is kind of like sloshing out of a hole in his chest, and the other one looks like, yeah, just also gross, but they look like they're about to start climbing up. But as you kind of rush out to this one, he's standing and ready to receive your hammer.
Hell yeah. Well, I would have had my shield and my hammer drawn, but how would I switch to the maul? Like, that would be a full round action, right? Or an action
To get your
for the round.
to get your shield dropped as an action, and then it would
Okay.
be
Then we're good.
you could inconsequently draw your maul now, and then during your next turn put your hammer away as you're attacking with the maul.
I'll go ahead and attack.
Need two hands for them all.
2 hands for a maul.
So it's a good.
Yeah, that's a doozy. All right. a good solid smash, and yeah, you do feel kind of like a resistance on the head as you kind of bash into it, but you kind of feel like this just divine force push into the blow, and you hear this kind of sickening. Everybody watches as kind of bits fly from in front of Beldrug, and the body kind of careens off the ledge and just kind of splats on the ground.
The other two are climbing up.
Right?
I'll put my bow away and just stand here.
Okay.
Just take it all in for a minute.
Are you readying an action or anything?
No, I think everybody else has got it. There's only 2 of them left.
Ropes is the same.
Now, Ropes is going to move over and ready in action to slice that one in the face when it comes up.
Okay. Standing over the ledge, readying. All right. The elk and the Leon. I'm pretty sure you can just fly down right on top of them.
Get stamping.
Dive kick.
I just do a little bit of this. What's it
Wait,
called?
it's my,
Go ahead.
my turn though. Not
Yeah.
the elk's turn, so I gotta wait.
Well, no. It's both. The elk
I
goes
think,
before
yeah,
you.
you're both at the same
Oh.
time now.
Sick.
You are the elk.
You and
Yeah,
the elk are
we're
one.
one. We've
We're
become one.
one.
Can we swan dive?
Yeah, and
Hell yes.
elk feet
elk
first. You can go elk feet first, so you can go ahead and use stampy stamps if you want to drop on top of them.
Oh,
Holy
we
shit.
doing it.
Is what I'm saying.
So
Yeah.
good.
You
Yeah.
you ever watch that
see the
video
kid.
where like they're stepping on grapes? Only it's undead people.
Stampy's making wine.
Go ahead and roll damage on that one. And yeah,
18.
because of the nature of what I've explained to you in flavor, just again, only because I'm allowing it now, this is not a thing that's regular. Stampy is just tromping over both of them, and you can hear them breaking apart underneath your feet. And yeah, that's it for that fight.
All in a day's work.
All right.
Ropes ready to stab something. Just puts dagger on it, just wiping his face off.
I reach down and
Is-
fist bump Stampy's
Is
hoof.
Stampy our Scooby Doo, or is he like a higher status?
Scrappy Doo? Is he a Scrappy Doo?
I would be Scrappy. I'll take that bullet.
Okay, sorry, hold on. Is Leon Shaggy then? I mean, that would make him
Yeah,
Shaggy.
that would work.
Okay.
I'm wearing green, it makes sense.
I don't even know what's going on
The way you
anymore,
talk
guys.
just now
Zoinks! Do I
Give us his loinks.
I guess I gotta shoot it with an arrow. Anyways, Leon down there, as Stampy is basically making a mockery of these foul abominations. You kind of look over to the side, and not too far from where you're at, you see a pile of stone and rock and what look like bits of ore. You also see just loosely discarded gemstones, which look like they're raw and kind of pulled from the earth. It doesn't look like someone was like putting those for like separating them out. It just looks like a pile of loose stone, but there happens to be some things worth financial value to you in that pile.
Ooh.
Put it on the map, Benson.
There's treasure afoot, boys. It's a
Right.
pile of gemstones.
Still no need to encumber ourselves at this point in the game.
If you check
Right
out
down where it was.
if you check out the gemstones, you do note that there are some that are a decent size, but I'm not talking anything massive. I'm talking like maybe the size of like a quarter or whatever. But there's definitely a handful of them that kind of shine out a bit to you. If you do kind of a quick glance, you think you see that it's primarily sapphires, and it looks like they are mainly of a blue coloration. The one that definitely stands out to you is kind of closer to a $50 in size, and it looks like it has kind of a weird line going through it. As you kind of look at it a bit more, it's either a cat's eye sapphire or a star sapphire.
My God.
Are those used in any spells or anything that I
No.
can think of?
Are they? You think that there's definitely some magical, benefit to having gemstones. Always, it's the best to do. You can, if you can't use them for a spell, you could definitely sell them for things that would.
I'd be asking the dwarf about them, dude. Dwarves know about gemstones,
There's a
right?
squishy thing down the stairs over there still we're having to deal with. We can just mark a pile of
We can
gemstones on the
we
map.
could grab a pile of So
Well-
it's like a pound.
Do you want to check out this room any further than just the pile that's near where Leon's at, the weird ladders, the steps, and the ghouls and ghast you murdered?
Ropes and I will be on defense. You guys go scour the hole.
Curious what they were digging for.
I would assume these gemstones.
All right. All right.
But that is a good question. Does it seem like this is some kind of a excavation, or is it more like just like an expansion? They're tunneling somewhere.
If you
Or they're
ask that
digging up
question as you're
bodies.
standing there, you realize that they are performing a perfect build of what a dwarf would do to build out a room. The platforms that are currently out and about look like they are wrecked somehow, like something moved through this room, but the southern half of the room, the walls there and everything, looks like it's been built out, and it looks like what they're doing is trying to get the top left corner rebuilt after it's kind of caved in, and then it does seem like they have piles of stone up on the platforms there, like prepared to set out tiling once they get loose dirt underneath. So you're kind of like, this is a construction zone. And then you look at the loose picks that are laying on the ground and you're like, yeah. And then they tell you about the foreman, and your presumption is that the undead were either mindlessly performing a task or mindfully performing a task. And they're basically just rebuilding this room.
Very cool.
A purple wormhole.
It definitely looks like it's big enough to fit one. Yeah, almost exactly perfectly.
I'm ready for it.
Bah! No.
I mean, honestly, we're full force this time. We have a much better chance.
Yeah,
We had him on the ropes.
there are no purple worms.
And now we
down
got
here.
ropes.
Are you taking the stuff in the room or not?
Are you taking this stuff?
Yeah.
5 sapphires worth 50 gold pieces apiece, and 1 star sapphire worth 500 gold pieces.
5 sapphires, 1 star sapphire.
Yep. And if you show that to Benson, Benson will tell you that it is a perfect star sapphire. If it is cultivated and gem cut precisely, you could probably triple its value.
There you go.
Good eye, Leon.
All right. Moving back out of the pit and out to the natural staircase, you kind of make your way down a little bit, and you can hear a. It seems to just be the only thing that kind of echoes in your ears.
We'll be moving across the wall, not stepping down there.
Okay. The wall for you is difficult terrain here because it is a hot mess of just movement. The same would be true of the ceiling. The floor looks like it's pretty well kind of shaved flat, but the ceilings and the walls are all kind of chunky, so they are difficult terrain for the maneuvering.
I see it. Am I supposed to see it, or is it hidden behind something again?
If you see it, then you see it. Yeah, you see a big puddle of orange fluid kind of just, and then you can see it kind of like bubble, and then.
There's some goo down here.
Is there heat?
Is there heat?
No, it's pretty cool down here.
Ah, man, I feel great. Bubbly yellow goo. Come on down. It's pretty far away. Like, actually really far away. There's also a door down here.
Mm-hmm. The door is actually slightly ajar, but not open all the way.
A lot of skeleton.
Yeah, you
Oh,
move to the
hold
far
on there,
corner.
sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he
go.
was down there. I thought that's what you were opinion. I was like,
Hold
oh,
on
we're down
there.
here. Let's go.
You can see a
I'm
puddle
just pointing it out.
of kind of a yellowy orange fluid kind of just
You're running.
undulating in the far corner there.
I'm playing him as a barbarian.
My wizard will rage.
Let's
In this corner,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
back corner there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see that because I don't trust this shit that I'm about to step into, so I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, what is this we're standing over?
Rubble, loose stone.
Yeah, but the orange gooey.
Yeah,
Shit.
you see it in the far corner. It's just kind of sitting there, kind of pulsating. It looks gross. Yeah, yeah, as you're kind of sitting there, I would like for Brock and Benson to both make perception checks.
Could I give Benson guide?
20.
Never mind. Never mind.
No, you wouldn't know that the perception check's coming. So again, guidance is when it's not reactionary.
27.
The both of you
Those are
see it
two
before it
minutes.
happens, so the two of you won't be surprised for this. So I would like for us to all roll initiative.
You know all the things.
Oh, and good roll.
Here we
Sweet.
go.
Not this time.
And then the D8 is.
Okay.
Man, speed is not Beldreg's thing, Dan.
You get there. You know what they say, Beldrug. Grog says, slow and steady wins the race.
So for the surprise round,
Wink,
we're
wink.
going to allow you two to be able to act. But since your positioning, your current positioning is where you're located, and you're not really focused on that, Benson primarily, and Grok mainly because of you being the most southern. The cracks in the wall to the south of you seem to kind of give way to a weird kind of fluid that's just slowly moving. And you kind of look at it at first like, huh, weird. And then it just shoots out in a huge mass of form straight towards you. It will begin the surprise round here. On its initiative, it will engage, but the thing is you'll be able to engage in the round, and it doesn't have surprise on you.
It got here quickly.
So I'm going to be attacking you. We're going to be starting on initiative 8, then we'll move to Chody's initiative of 19, and then Grok's initiative of 12, and then we're just going to count from the top. Okay, so the first round is just going to go me first because I'm insinuating the fight, and then you two can act in the surprise round. Everyone else, no, because you don't know it's happening. It's going to flail a pseudopod. Good.
Leon needs to roll his initiative.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
god.
What kind of creature is this? What does it look like?
It is a big mass of yellowy orange fluid.
Big massive yellow orange fluid. Okay.
One of them demi-liches I heard.
It's a big puddle of goo. Was this Ivan ooze?
Nice.
It's not purple. But yeah, it slings its pseudopod against Benson. 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Any reactions? For the mage? Shield or anything? Don't know if I don't know if you have it.
I do.
Okay. Because you are aware, so you can do so.
Yeah, I'll cast shield.
Okay. It kind of leaps down, kind of like shoots down and hits the ground, and as it does so, the top portion of it like creates a mass of like tentacle that kind of comes down at you, and you kind of bring up the red shield that blocks it. It kind of splats and then backs off. The tendril kind of back into the liquid. Then it is you're up. Your initiative.
I'm going to use. I'm gonna go ahead and use Chill Touch, but since I'm in touch range,
You're
I'm
gonna-
gonna use my
Grab it.
9.
That'll hit.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a big mass of fluid. You just kind of reach down and can't help but touch it. You don't.
And then you said it's a +6 with that, right?
It'll be plus your intelligence modifier.
So 3.
Okay.
So 9.
Yeah. So palmist or chiromancer, the type of wizard that he is, when he casts a ranged spell, he can cast it at touch instead, and if he does so, he adds his spellcasting modifier to it.
But it has to be a cantrip.
It has to be a cantrip, right?
I always get that wrong, so it has to be a cantrip.
Yeah.
Good job, Joey.
Yeah.
All right. And then the only other person acting during the surprise round will be Grok.
Yep. Grok is gonna bonus action rage. And then he's gonna swing his club. 14 to hit.
Yes.
12 bludgeoning.
Okay. 1 second. 12 bludgeoning. Okay, you kind of smash into it. You watch as the necrotic kind of like causes the goo to kind of shrivel and kind of become solid and flake off. And then you bring the thing down and kind of hit it. And if you've ever seen like Mythbusters videos about pneumatic fluids, or not pneumatic, what are they called?
Ferrofluids?
No, the fluids that are non-Newtonian.
Newtonian.
Yeah,
Mm.
it kind of hits like you're hitting a brick, but it kind of splats out to the side like it causes a bit of the liquid that didn't solidify to shoot off of it. And you can see where those patterns hit. It kind of steams a little bit from those positions. All right. Now we go to the true initiative round. So the highest initiative is Shambles. But before that, this one over here, which looked like it wasn't ready, but was actually more ready than you knew, is going to move and only move. It'll be
So
here.
does the smoking make it seem like it's acid?
You can come to your own conclusions, good sir.
Okay.
All right, Shambles.
We should focus down this one, right? We'll get him later. I'm gonna step around to the side of him. I can still reach him from there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go wailing.
Hit.
26, 10,
Hit.
22.
Hit.
All three?
Yeah.
Okay.
This thing is very big and very not armored.
Right. I'm sorry. I forgot about the
No worries.
8 earlier. 8, 8, 5. Total of 21.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so you come in, and I'm assuming this is going to be a lot of punches, right? Because you're kind of punching down into it, like kind of fisherman punch style. So the first one, slam. Second one, slam. And as you hit it, you watch as it cracks in the middle, and the second one appears right behind it. It splits into two perfectly exact identical copies as you punch it in half. And then your third shot kind of just slams into this other one, and you kind of watch it kind of... All right.
So it split into 2.
And then you punched it with the last hit. Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the appropriate response.
This is a problem.
Uh-huh. All right, Raya, you are up. As a bunch of fucking jelly shit is right in front of
Yeah, I hold.
you. Benson.
As long as I don't leave the threatening square, I'm good, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in both of them are threatening me.
Correct.
So I can't.
Yeah, you're going to take an opportunity attack if you move at all. Actually, sorry, you can move one space. You can move over to the left one.
Here, that's all I can do.
Yeah, without taking an opportunity attack.
I saw movement over here, right?
Oh, well, everyone was kind of looking over in that direction. You turned your attention away. But yeah, you can definitely hear a sound coming from the southwest or southeast.
All right, I'm going to try to fire a lightning bolt down that row, down this row of 5. Oh, how do I do that? I want to go one over so I don't hit Shambles.
Then you will not hit the one in the back line. And if you are wanting to hit both of them, there's no route, there's no avenue for that.
Okay, so I can't hit.
Yeah, if you're wanting to hit two of them, it's going to be like that, and you can not hit Shambles, and you can hit both of them that you can see.
I'm gonna go ahead and try that.
Yeah, but angle-wise, there's no way you can get all three or these two. Okay, go ahead and throw me some lightning damage.
31.
All right. So what you watch is he kind of raises his hands up, kind of focuses the energies in, seems to kind of grasp his hands and move them in specific patterns. A lightning bolt emanates from him, shoots into the first one, shoots into the second one. It seems between the two, it grows in energy and strength, and then fires out to the side. You watch as it is filled with electricity. More pseudopods kind of flare out of it, and it seems to be like emboldened by the electricity. And it doesn't look like you damaged it at all.
Oh boy.
Cool.
All right. Next up,
Sorry, guys.
Dopey.
giant elk.
Get down here
Uh,
and stomp some goose.
Do you want to have the giant elk hold for Leon?
yeah, we'll attack and sink.
Yep. Croc. Croc.
Hello? Sorry?
Yeah, it's your up.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna move right over here, so still within its threat range, and I'm gonna smack it with a club.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I get rage damage as well, which I did not put on there.
You're
so it's-
raging?
Yeah, I said I was raging.
He did say he was ready.
Yeah, you did.
First round.
Cool.
So you should make that 10.
That's fine. Ropes.
Ropes also holds.
Yeah, smart. All right, Kevin. Not to play many places to stop. You can fire from your current position. You can see the ochre jelly, or the thing, down at the bottom of the steps. Now they're going to Google it and find out what it does.
Yeah, I'm just taking bow shots.
Sure, sure.
I think I'm just gonna hold position.
Slorp.
Don't mention what it is.
22.
That hits, and 11 kills it. Yeah, you slam the arrow directly into the center mass, and you watch as it hits, and it all kind of just shakes, and then kind of...
Can I get the
Jello
elk to move up
pudding.
so I can shoot this one?
Yeah. Are you moving into its space, or are you just kind of stepping... Okay, you're just
Just to
stepping...
where I'm,
Okay.
like where it's at right now.
Got it.
Is that good enough to like shoot it?
Yeah, you can get a shot on it. It's big.
Ah!
Hit. Same shot. It looks like it's flailing pseudopods from the electricity kind of snap back in kind of like pain and recoiling as the arrow hits it in the center, but it does not kill it. Actually, no, it does kill it. On the nose, 14. Dead on.
God damn, I'm a murderer today. Holy.
All right. The one at the far end continues rushing in to dash to right about there. Do you want to take your held actions there, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'll shoot it.
Okay. Go ahead and throw both attacks, and then I'll move to Beldrug. I'm looking at the time. I'm only looking at the time. I just want to make sure we kill the jellies before we call it. Hits. Misses. Its AC is 8.
Got a adjacent, so it'll take sneak from me.
Okay.
But bad 6.
14.
Total.
Cool, cool. Shambles. Or Beldrug, sorry. Go ahead. Shambles on deck. Hit. Yeah. It splits in half.
Well,
So there are now 2 of it.
Doing that.
Whenever it's reduced to half its hit points, it turns into 2. Yeah.
Was that Beldrug's turn, or did he have another attack?
no, that's it.
Okay,
Thank
Sorry.
you.
didn't mean to hammer that up.
Wait, I
stepping
do have
behind to
another.
make sure. Oh, you do.
Oh. No, I've been doing it wrong. That's fine. I've been doing it old 4th edition way, and
I'm sorry.
I just read split. I'm dumb. It's fine. We're going to continue on with the way I've been doing it, but for
I
those
was
watching
swinging
at
at one of them, and I got a 1.
home, miss.
So what's after poor? Crude?
Yes. And then,
God.
Raya, you are after Shambles. After Shambles.
Sorry.
Dopey. Yeah, screw this guy. 10, 24, 20. 6, 5, 18 total damage.
Okay. Yeah,
The one on the left.
that'll kill it.
How do I adjust the Warhammer? You said once it becomes crude, it goes down like a die in damage.
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
right?
no. Now it's if you fumble again, it breaks. I believe. Let me double check. The rules are in the handouts there. Hold on.
I do 21 piercing damage to the other one.
Kill it as well. Okay. Yeah, solid killing of the weird jellies. And I'll tell you real quick how I cheated you. If you do slashing damage or lightning damage to it, then it splits. It's not when it takes half health. 4th edition, the bloody trait was a big deal. That's the way I played jellies back then. So that's me slightly cheating you, but it didn't seem to make too much of a difference. I'll give you double experience if that's fair. But yeah, immediately after, I just want to make sure, direction-wise, are you going to go check out the door?
I think so.
Okay. It's slightly ajar, and you can hear a voice kind of, oh, this is bad.
What's bad?
Hello?
Do you open up the door?
I say what's bad first.
Somebody's saying that on the other side of the door.
Is someone there? Help me out. I need help.
Who are you?
I'm, a holy knight of Osiria.
How long have you been here?
Oh, it feels like forever. A month, maybe? 2? I haven't seen the sun in a long time. Please help me.
What have you been eating?
My pack rations? And
Checks
I can
out.
summon food?
I know everything there is to know about food.
That checks out. I open the door.
You see that there is water, and a paladin standing on a small island, kind of looking around, scared at the water, and it does seem like he has a pack with him. A skeleton is laying next to him. He says, please assist me. There's creatures in the water that killed my squire.
Creatures.
He gestures down to the skeleton. They killed my squire. And he says, I don't know, weird jellies or something.
How heavy is he?
He looks pretty heavy, but the ceiling in here is 20 feet high and unworked. What, Zach?
Nothing. I thought that was your closing remark.
Oh yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there.
Where we're picking up.
So,
If you want, I'll walk across the ceiling, hand him a rope, walk it back, and hand it to our guys so they can just tug him across.
make a perception check.
23.
1 second. Sorry, because you said things, so I kind of have to follow up on that. You would see that on the back ankle of the right foot of the individual, there is a red trail of fluid that seems to kind of connect the ankle to the water. And as you kind of look down at him and look at that, I would like for you to I assume you look at it. I will give you a free deception check to kind of hide the fact that you saw it and act calm, but I'm assuming your look would kind of move to it. But to hide that look, I want you to make a deception check. Okay.
Well, unless somebody wants to give me that cool thing they got.
I'll give it to you, yeah.
27.
You succeed, and it doesn't. You notice it, but you don't seem to give off that you notice it. But you do notice that it has some strange, weird red tether attached to its back of its foot. Not so much attached to it, like the foot is kind of a part of this weird red tether. And that's where we'll call the session for tonight, and we will deal with the paladin next session. All right. Gonna go ahead and kill the stream. Thanks for watching. We'll deal with the experience thereafter.